And we're back.
Hey.
What's up,
y'all?
New year, new beginnings.
New year, new me.
That's right. Under construction.
Stepping into 2020.
Yep. We're 12 days into the new year, and
I just took down my Christmas tree, y'all.
Mine's still up.
Crazy.
Mine's still up. I just don't feel like climbing in the attic.
And taking that crap back up there.
The attic or the cellar for some of you guys, where the Carolina Panthers dwelt most of last season. The cellar. But
I like that transition.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Segue. I like the segue. Yes.
Things are changing. We'll get to that in a minute. This is Under Construction. I'm Kaiser. To the right of me, Angry Black Fan Jamal Darby. To the left of me, Rodney Rich Richardson, and we're going to bring you all that is important in Charlotte sports today.
Yes,
so, big news, of course. I know you guys, unless you've been under a rock or a Patriots fan, because they don't follow football after last week. The Carolina Panthers hired a new head coach.
Yeah.
Baylor coach Matt Rhule.
Rhule 2020. Who's that? What?
We didn't talk about him last week.
The South.
Matt Rhule?
I did. I look, that was my first choice. I had a feeling. Vashti was like, no, it's going to be Bieniemy. And he was like, yeah, it's going to be Bieniemy.
I didn't say that. You stop that right now.
So that was an unexpected hire. I think nobody was really expecting that. Even those of us that thought he might go that route. I think a lot of people weren't expecting a college coach. I think a lot of people were expecting a promotion of an offensive coordinator to head coach position rather than, and as we spoke about last week.
I thought McCarthy was a done deal, man. I really did.
Well, I didn't know about that because after 2 interviews and you didn't hire him after a week, that was kind of cloudy on that.
I think. Well, teams know what other teams are doing, and I think once the Dallas Cowboys came in and
they had a sleepover, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's hard not to want to coach the Dallas Cowboys,
especially when you get grits and eggs in the morning.
Yeah.
And a limited massage.
That's right.
You know what?
So Matt Rhule coached Baylor for 4 seasons.
3
seasons. Took over a failing program. Took them from 1-12 to 11-3 this past year in a bowl game. Built a successful program. He really did.
He only had 8 4-star recruits in the program.
Yeah. So also he's known as being elite tier with the X's and O's. A people coach. He's almost all the things that we said the next coach of the Panthers needs to be. Seems like he's that guy. I think the only concern here is
can he coach grown men?
Yes, the jump from college to NFL, like we spoke about last week, has been tough for a lot of coaches. Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh, the only real recent success stories. Your thoughts, gentlemen? Take it away.
I am ecstatic about this hire.
Really?
I'm very ecstatic.
Wait, did that change?
A little bit.
Okay.
But
same.
Just going through and listening to interviews and how everybody's speaking glowingly of him, it gives validation to the interaction Tepper and Hurney had with him. To me, he seems like a down-to-earth guy. He has a plan, and he knows what he wants to do. And he's also willing to sit back and ask questions and learn. And jumping from the college to the program, that's one of the biggest things you have to have is the ability to admit that you're wrong and learn. Yeah. Because this is a big learning curve. And then Tepper gave him a vote of confidence by giving him that 7-year contract. That's a long time.
Yes.
With some long money. Boy,
it's funny because
made some people mad too.
I saw an article and it was like the words Matt Rhule's wife said to convince him to take the job. She said, "Kids, grab your coats. We moving to Charlotte." When he saw all them zeros,
you taking this job?
We're going to Charlotte. Yeah. I mean, and then he has Carolina ties. He was with Western Carolina. People even on our Under Construction page who have interacted with him at Western Carolina speak glowingly of him. That was over a decade ago.
Recruited and see him at schools.
He sure did. Yeah, he was driving to West Charlotte and Vans.
Came to the dub. You get my respect off the cop.
He was ducking bullets and everything.
Why I gotta be like that, man?
What do you think, Jamal?
Fellas, it is Sunday. I need everybody to open their Bibles to Rhule 2020. The doors of the church are now open. When I saw Matt Rhule's press conference, I felt like I was in the pew. I was hearing this great message of what can happen when you build every day of your life. You got to do the right thing, Rodney. You got to do the right thing, Kaiser. You got to do the right thing, audience. Hallelujah. Woo! Rhule 2020 is here. I was super impressed with that press conference, man.
I was about to start shouting up in here.
Man.
What y'all know about that?
The doors of the church are now open, man. But in all seriousness, man, I like the fact. So Tepper and Hurney traveled to Matt Rhule's house, and you know they were speaking about how the interview was going, and in the middle of the interview, they said, you know what, Marty Hurney goes into recruiting mode. Mm-hmm. His mind was made up within an hour of that interview. Yeah. So when I hear that, and I said this off camera to y'all last week, man, he must have really, really liked Matt Rhule. And if you hear Matt Rhule talk, you can understand why. Right. What I like most about Matt Rhule is he preaches doing things the right way. Mm-hmm. Like he even broke it down to a daily routine. He said everything you got to do, it has to be built towards the greater goal. He mentioned that he got a chance to talk to the players, man. He loves the players. He understands the history of the Carolina Panthers. He knows what we have here. He knows how bad this region, this fan base is starving for a championship. And I just believe him, Tepper, and Hurney had some instant chemistry. And I cannot understate how important that is, because we've seen with this other franchise across town, we don't know if the GM and the owner and everybody else had that same chemistry. Right. And to start here, it seems like it is off to a great start in terms of what they ultimately want, and more importantly, how to get there.
Brother Kaiser, how do you feel about the hire of him?
The only thing that concerns me is the jump from college to the NFL. Now, to be fair, it's not like he's completely oblivious to NFL. He was an assistant coach for the Giants some years ago. Yeah. And what unit did he coach? Offensive line. I think that was probably a factor.
Yeah.
When they're looking at his resume, what is our biggest weakness? Offensive line. You bring in a guy who was an offensive line coach for a team that won a Super Bowl. I think that was probably a big thing. So he knows how the NFL works. It's just how long is it going to take him to make that transition from being a college coach to having to coach essentially kids, teenagers.
I'm interested to see what veteran presence coaching wise he brings in. I know he has a relationship with Tom Coughlin, formerly of the Giants, with the Giants. And I just kind of want, well, since you guys are Ron Rivera lovers, Ron Rivera said,
I just didn't hate him like you did, man.
Ron Rivera said that one of his biggest regrets was not bringing in a veteran presence to help him transition to being a head coach.
Right.
So I honestly hope that Rhule brings in that veteran presence just to kind of smoothen the transition. Well, he has the time.
Let me tell you something, man. So last night to a friend, I said, and I have the same concern as far as like leading grown professionals. And I said, is he going to have a hard time leading professionals who make more money than him? And I thought about it, I was like, well, ain't too many players making more money than him. You got like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, other than Luke, Cam, and maybe somebody else, he doesn't have that to worry about. So,
I'm also I'm looking at his coaching staff hires, and some of them are hit or miss. There's a rumor he's been linked to Joe Brady.
Right.
LSU's Joe Brady as an offense coordinator.
But Joe Brady just signed that extension with LSU.
He did, but I guess there's a clause in the contract that says that he could leave for the NFL.
Yeah.
Which, if you a college coach, you'd be dumb not to do that.
And plus, if push came to shove, it ain't like Tepper wouldn't buy it out. So.
Oh no, yeah, of course, yeah. So there's that. I think that's would be a good hire. It's just college is so different from the NFL on every level.
Do you think it'd be a smoother transitions to transition to the NFL because more of the offenses nowadays are more kind of spread.
Yeah, I think
RPOs and all that stuff.
Shepard's not stupid. He's got analytics people, and they're looking and they're seeing stuff like that. They're seeing the rise of the RPO and college style offenses in the NFL, which is ironic because
I know where you're going with this.
You know where I'm going. 2011. Who was running college style offenses in the league?
Exactly.
The Carolina Panthers.
And we got criticized from here to the end of time doing it.
We was doing triple options, 5 wide QB draws, all kinds of college stuff, and then we got away from it, and now look where we're at. So I think.
Well, speaking of our quarterback, they seem pretty non-committal.
Yeah.
On the future of Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I mean.
I don't think. I mean,
does the 7-year contract signal to you that we're going to go in kind of a semi-rebuild mode?
No, not yet, and I'll tell you why. Now they were non-committal to Cam Newton. However, Rhule did speak glowingly about Cam Newton when he was asked about Cam Newton as well. He said Cam is a winner. You get what I'm saying? But and again, we don't mean to sound like a broken record. But it is all contingent on how healthy Cam Newton is. And I think that's the main reason why.
You can't be non-committal on Cam Newton. You can't. It would be remiss to do so considering his health. I'm talking about being a new coach.
Right.
You're wanting to run the team your way in conjunction with how your GM builds it and how your owner, the identity your owner wants for your team. Cam Newton may not fit what you're trying to do, so you can't. It would be worse if he said, you know what, Cam Newton's our guy, and then he's not your guy. Yeah, because then everyone would be like, you said Cam Newton was your guy.
Yeah,
so,
we've seen that before. So.
Exactly. So I think he was just, he can't be committed to anyone in that capacity. Having said that, I really think that Cam Newton's going to be the guy. Yeah. We've talked about this before. Cam Newton right now is kind of cheap for a starting NFL quarterback. $19 million. I mean, okay, so we cut Cam.
Very cheap.
I mean, what do we do with $19 million?
Go get an offensive line.
Yeah, we could do that, and then
have
Will Greer.
Then you have Will Greer turning the ball over.
Yeah, so if Cam balls out next year, you franchise tag him, you give him one more year to ball out, and then you determine what you want to do with him.
If I'm Cam, I'm kind of.
But he don't have a choice.
I want some assurances though, man.
Cam,
if I'm going out there,
is that fair? With his foot, is that really fair?
If there's another franchise out there willing to give me 2 years of guaranteed money,
well, good point.
I think I want to roll the dice on that.
He don't have a choice though. Cam's still under contract for one more year, and if they franchise tag him, he can't refuse the tag.
Let me see. If I'm Cam, I'm thinking, okay. If I ball out for 7 games of the year and my foot gives out again or my shoulder gives out again, I'm SOL for next year. I have no guarantees for next year.
Well, then he better make sure that he's good to go.
Life ain't fair.
Yeah, what do they always say? What the first thing Ron Rivera said when he got fired? It's a business.
It's a business.
Every player says that. They know that it's a business. We love Cam and we hope that he gets back to even being 90% of what he was 3 years ago, but the reality is that he may not
ever get.
And if he doesn't, then the Panthers have to make the correct choice.
All right, I got a question, and some fans are upset at the fact that it was perceived that we were not Rhule's first choice. It seems like the New York Giants were the first choice, and for what I've been reading, it appears like Rhule's like, all right, you sure? Because, hey, I got about $11 million a year on it. You sure? I'm going if you can't match this. I'm going. And ultimately,
the Giants said no.
The Giants couldn't match it. So, how do we feel about that?
It's New York City.
It's New York City.
It's the New York Giants.
New York market.
Think about how, as bad as the Panthers were, the Giants were worse.
Yeah.
Who got more press this year?
The Giants.
The Giants did,
right? The Giants are a better destination.
Who's the more talented team? Carolina Panthers, but who got more? I mean, it's just
New York,
I mean, just think about if you college and coach and you're going to the NFL head coach, which is the pinnacle.
Right.
of course, you want to make it. You don't want to be behind the scenes. You don't want to be.
You want to be out there. You want to be in the forefront.
Especially somebody like Matt Rhule.
Exactly.
Yeah, what I can tell from his personality, he loves being in front of the camera. So
plus, the Giants haven't been good in a long time, but they're a story franchise that won Super Bowls.
Right.
Rabid fan base. They play in the NFC East, so that's easy wins, right? so I could see
you can be on NBC every week,
right? Yeah, so I can see why a coach, given the choice, all things equal, most coaches are going to choose the New York Giants. So
I would.
Hey,
I love Charlotte, but hey man, them New York City marketing speak volumes.
Hey, they gotta get their money up, man.
They do because. 67 million in Charlotte goes real far compared
way
to
further than New York, buddy. Yes, sir.
Shoot, Charlotte, you make $50,000. I'm straight. You're in poverty.
Yes, sir.
Also, there's a report that Matt Rhule wants to bring some of Baylor's coaches with him. How do you guys feel about college assistant coaches making the jump to the NFL? Now, also, there is another rumor that ties him to former Carolina Panthers linebacker Chase Blackburn for special teams coach.
I like that.
I think that's a good move.
I like that.
I'm indifferent.
No, Chase has close ties to this,
and he was really good on special teams.
And he was really good on special teams, man. And
Michael Jordan was a really good player too.
This guy. So anyway,
Michael Jordan never coached.
He shouldn't coach. He shouldn't coach. But no,
I like it. Talent,
I like it.
Anyway, so I'm okay with Chase Blackburn.
Rodney Bayless.
The idea of college assistants
kind of scares me.
That scares me, especially.
But it's a 7-year deal.
They're talking about defensive coordinator Phil Snow and linebackers coach Mike Saravo. Mike Saravo had actually coached or worked with Luke Kuechly at Boston College, so I could see that move. But college defensive coordinator, college offenses are one thing, but defense, man, especially considering where we were last year defensively.
I have something that's gonna make us feel better. Can they do any worse? I mean, let's be honest, y'all. No. We obviously need something different.
Yeah.
Now, not to sound like not to be Captain Obvious, I'm obviously not worried about a fall off defensively for next year. Right. I mean, come on, man. It appears.
Well, it's not that it could be worse, but the problem with the defense was that the pieces are there.
Right.
They were just used wrong last year. The 3-4 defense was a disaster.
Well, it makes you feel better. Rhule said he prefers the 4-3. So.
Yeah. 4-3 is what we're used to. The team tried to scramble to get the right personnel to run a 3-4, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So I think you go back to a 4-3. The personnel's there, but you just need someone who can tie it all together. True. I'm not sure a college guy can do that.
Question for you: what do we do with Brian Burns? He was drafted specifically for the 3-4. Does he fit the 4-3 system?
Outside linebacker. I don't think there's a choice.
He would be situational. You put him in 4-3 base sets, like you couldn't use him in nickel.
That's a high draft pick to put somebody situational.
No.
Super situational.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
You put him in base 4-3, outside linebacker, to shore up runs, outside runs, C gap, maybe contain, green dog, spy, blitzes against the QB, stuff like
NASCAR.
that. Yeah, those kind of packages. Mm-hmm. And then on obvious passing downs, you just stick him at the end. True. You just stick him at the end in a nickel package.
Which he's very effective doing.
Yeah. He could bulk up a little, but he's still fast. I think in obvious passing downs, you put him on the end, and then you make the offensive tackle just beat him straight up.
Right.
So basically, you're telling me last year we invested a first and a fourth round pick on guys who specifically were for the 3-4. Well, now we're going back to the 4-3.
We thought it would work.
So we got two super.
But here's Brian Burns.
Who's to say everybody's going to be there next year? So
I think Brian Burns is good enough to where you can play him at the end in outside linebacker in a hybrid role. He's just not going to be. It's not going to be like he was in college.
Right.
So,
right.
But I mean, he's a talent. He's a talented. Yeah, we've seen what he can do. if he can bulk up a little and learn some more pass rush moves. Right. He only had like one move really, and when they figured that once teams saw once teams saw the film and figured that out, we saw his effectiveness was limited at the end of the season. So he can be coached.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it, I think Rhule is way more qualified than we ought to figure that out, man. And not to mention, hey, who's to say he won't be replacing Mario Addison at the end next year? That's also a possibility. So
plus, we got Bruce Irvin. Who I think is a real good. Well, I mean, he could. I don't know what his relationship is with the young guys on the team, but just from the way Vashti was talking last week, I get the idea that he's
the locker room goon that we need.
Yes, he's some of that's gonna rub off on guys like Brian Burns.
Yeah. So that's the guy you keep around.
Too bad it didn't rub off on Vernon Butler.
Yeah, so well, the goon part did just didn't translate.
Just not the good play, not the rest.
But the Gucci King didn't rub off on Vernon Butler either.
Oh boy. Moving on.
Don't talk bad about the Gucci King.
All right.
Fans are like, who the hell is the Gucci King?
You guys figure it out. It's out there.
Matt Rhule will be the 6th highest paid coach in the NFL. Deserving?
We don't know.
Too early to
tell.
I know one thing. The owners are pissed right now.
I did read that the owners were kind of upset about.
They upped the market.
Yeah.
Hey, Temple trying to change the game, baby.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
You adapt and you go. I mean,
imagine being a billionaire and being upset that you can't penny pinch coaches anymore.
Right.
That's just crazy to me. It's crazy times. 2020 is wild.
Crazy times.
Maybe Colin Kaepernick could be here next year.
Don't hold your breath.
Hold your breath. If we really want to change
stuff. We're going to take a quick break. Word from our sponsor, Anchor.fm. We'll be right back with Charlotte Hornets Talk. And we're back. Back to Under Construction. We got Jamal, Rodney, I'm Kaiser, and we're going to talk about the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, man. Can somebody please?
Previously undefeated.
Yeah, we were undefeated.
We were undefeated for a year.
In this decade.
Those
no longer. The Charlotte Hornets 2-3 in their past 5. 2-9 in their past 11.
Ouch.
The only 2 wins coming against Cleveland by 3 points at Cleveland, and then winning a really good overtime game against the Mavericks.
That was a good win.
Yeah, that was a good win on the 4th. Since then, they lost to the Pacers 115-104. Lost a heartbreaker of a game against the Raptors 112-110 in overtime. I don't even want to think about that game. And then the Utah Jazz flexed their muscle on us 109-92. The score makes it look closer than it was. So that Utah game was the beginning of a 4-game road trip. Their next 3 games are on the road at Phoenix, at Portland, at Denver, and then they come back home on the 20th to play the Orlando Magic.
Boy, welcome to January.
Yeah.
1-4.
Welcome to January.
We could beat Phoenix.
1-3. We're not going to beat Orlando either.
We might beat Orlando.
I go 1-3.
Also, when Portland beats us, if any of you Carmelo Anthony fans come in the Hornets group, I will delete your post immediately.
We should have signed Carmelo.
We should have signed Carmelo Anthony, man.
I'm pretty sure Carmelo didn't want to be here.
I'm pretty sure we don't want another 8 seed.
Yeah, well, and then, everyone's like, we need to get away from, one player making all the plays, depending on, how we have to depend on Rozier Grant. What do you think would happen if Carmelo Anthony was here?
Oh, he getting the ball.
Yeah.
Rozier won't see the ball again.
I wonder if y'all are actually watching those games in Portland. But Melo's balling out, but he's still Melo. I don't even want to do that.
Portland isn't winning.
So, I think we could get Phoenix. Orlando's really just as bad as we are, but they are leading the division. Yeah, Orlando.
That's like leading the NFC East.
Yeah,
Miami is leading.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Miami is leading the division.
Miami, yeah.
But Orlando is second in the division. Every other team in our division has a losing record. So
I want to talk about the Pacers game first. Look, I know fans don't want to hear about moral victories and good losses and all this stuff, but we got to consider what we are when we lose games. Am I off when I say that? Do y'all agree?
No, absolutely.
Not off.
Yeah.
You're not off, but people's opinion of this team is off.
Which is odd because before the season started,
And we were the worst team in the league before the season, right?
Everyone agreed from the fans.
We were not going to win 10 games before the season started.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So we should go back and pull up all that.
Yeah, we should dig up that dirt.
Well, I do actually, but but the Pacers game, man, I just don't think the Pacers game was a bad loss. I feel like our deficiencies showed up in the term in meaning, you know, we don't know how to close out teams when we have them, and then we lose leads, and then we forget how to play defense.
Right.
It's basically what happened in the Pacers game. T.J. Warren looked like he looked like Kevin Durant that night, man. And this is what happens when you have a team who has a professional scorer. It's usually a great recipe to defeat the Charlotte Hornets. For some reason, when we face a team and they have a guy they can just give the ball to, and they know we're not going to stop them, voila, this is what happens.
The problem is we don't have that big wing.
Right.
That big wing. We always get beat by like a Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Or T.J. Warren.
Yep. Or back in the day, even a Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
We don't have that big wing to stop them.
Yeah, we do.
Well, we do. He doesn't play.
Well, no, actually, I think
LeBron gave him 60.
I think P.J. Washington can be that guy.
Steve Clifford gave Steve Clifford 60.
I think I'm about to make an outlandish statement. I think P.J. Washington's the best player on the team.
Whoa.
We just don't know it yet because he's a rookie.
Whoa.
Have y'all seen him play?
Look, you're not off. It's just, wow.
That dude, everything looks so effortless. Which is, go watch a really, really good, and I'm not saying he's going to be as good as like Kevin Durant, but watch Kevin Durant play. Everything's so easy to Kevin Durant. That's how it feels watching PJ Washington.
PJ to me is a more athletic Paul Millsap. A smart player.
Okay, I can see that.
A multi-time All-Star, smart player. I
just never,
if to be honest with you, if he's your best player, the ceiling of the team ain't that high.
No.
I mean, as far as a
right
standpoint of, but the biggest issue with PJ Washington, he just doesn't take enough shots.
Good point. Because I wanted to bring something up, man. Throughout this whole season, I've been wondering why they don't run enough plays for P.J. Washington. And I already know the answer to this question because Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham are taking all the shots.
Right.
Well, I'm not saying that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. You notice when James Borrego, we win more when P.J. Washington scores more.
Yeah.
I don't have hardcore stats in front of me, but we watch enough games to know this. I don't know why James Borrego doesn't run more post-ups for P.J. Don't know why he doesn't run more pick and pops for PJ. You get what I'm saying?
I think,
honestly,
I think a lot of that is in PJ's hands.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. He's trying to acquiesce. He's still trying to figure out his role and his place in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with that. But give that dude another 2-3 years when he realizes, you know what, I am the best player on the team.
I wish he had Malik Monk's confidence.
Right. Perfect way to put it.
Yeah, I mean,
or Rozier's confidence.
Or Rozier's
confidence.
Who's balling, by the way.
By the way, yeah, I'm gonna bring up an interesting stat. Devontae Graham has not been the leading scorer for the Hornets in a month.
But
Rozier 8 times in the last month has been the leading scorer.
But
the last 5 games,
let's be
30,
fair.
29, 28, 27, 23 points.
And look, we got to say it, but we're not winning.
We're not winning.
There's this weird correlation of when Devontae Graham was really hot. I'm not saying we were really hot, but we were winning more than what we are now.
That's true.
It is true. And look, you look at what was the game we actually won last week? What was the Dallas game? You know, they both had good games, and look at the results. We need Devontae to get back to that form if he does. I did not know Devontae Graham is leading the league in minutes. I think that's not a good thing, man. I think that says a lot.
So a lot of people criticize JB for that.
What choices does he have?
That exactly. Who else you gonna play?
We don't have another Another point guard, a true point guard.
And I've been saying since the beginning of the season we need a third point guard. I've been saying it since the summer.
Yeah. Well, I think remember the idea was that Graham was a backup. He was going to back up Terry Rozier. He was going to
back up Terry Rozier.
And then
things changed.
Dwayne Bacon got injured. Graham comes in. We're like, wow, this kid's really good. And so now it leaves us, where we need a third backup point guard. Sorry, y'all, Malik Monk's not that guy. I think his role for the team is elsewhere.
Listen,
but we don't.
I would trade him.
Malik Monk and point guard don't ever need to be mentioned in the same.
Yeah, a lot of people, for all you guys that are like Malik Monk gets inconsistent minutes. Y'all remember his rookie season where he had to back up Kemba at the one.
It was disastrous.
We were like begging Michael Carter Williams to get healthy.
How desperate was that? Lord have mercy. So, when you want Michael Carter Williams to come back,
that's just not the role for Monk on this team. So we need, honestly, oh man, I'm about to get crucified for this. Nick Batum can run the point back up.
Oh God! God help us all. God help us.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. The show's over. Thank you for watching, guys.
Hold on. Hear me out here. Dude, am I completely wrong in that?
I mean,
can he not run the point?
No, I would just rather trade for a point guard at this point.
No, I would too, but. No one's gonna take Nick Batum off our hands. We got to get that.
We just gotta
get that fantasy out of our minds.
We're stuck with him, but
we're stuck with him. He makes a ton of money.
Look, I'll be with you on this a little bit. And here's what he is a good organizer. He is somebody who can be the organizer as far as running the offense. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want him bringing the ball up every possession,
making those important decisions.
But if he's the focal point of the beginning of an early offense, that's cool.
I mean, it's almost, what other choice do we have? Yeah.
Unless we go out and get that third point guard.
I don't think that's going to happen this season. We don't. The only assets that we have the teams want expiring contracts.
Marvin and
Diambo,
which
and MKG
is generally not going to get us. That's not going to get us what we need. That third point guard. We're going to have to pick someone up in the draft or a career backup in free agency next year.
See, let me ask you a question. So we're right now we're in a quagmire, so to say. So going forward, we have 2 point guards starting in our backcourt. Both of them about 25 years old. Who do we keep long term?
I'm gonna throw. Look, I'm even gonna complicate things even more because I saw something this week and I want to share with y'all. That damn LaMelo Ball is good, man. He's good, man.
I'm not.
Okay, so
when I say good, I mean
people have said for years he was the best of the Ball brothers.
Yeah,
and he was gonna be better than Lonzo.
He's
especially.
about 6'7" too.
I think you just kind of let the chips fall where they may. You see what
Rozier has a bigger contract. That's all I'm gonna say.
You see what,
but you got to resign Devontae. What does he want?
Good question. Look, man. I'm saying
it's complicated, man.
Okay, so like I said, you gotta. This is not something you think about right now. You gotta look,
but you gotta
see where the chips fall where they may.
If you're Mitch. You got to plan if the chip falls here, what we're going to do. The chips fall here, what we're going to do.
I totally agree with that.
You have to forecast
because that has been a valid criticism of this franchise who has lacked foresight. Let's be very clear about that. So it's a job I wouldn't want.
It's just
and to be honest.
So okay, so this is the only problem, I'm using air quotes for those listening, with Terry Rozier is that he plays a 2, but we brought him here to be a 1,
right?
And
how long do you want to do this?
And he's more of a natural 1, I guess. He was a backup point guard at Boston. So
to me, he's a 6 man. To me, I can see I can see him being the 6 man on a good team.
Devontae?
No, Rozier.
Look at the numbers he's putting up, though, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
I can't. I don't can't agree with that.
I mean. But is he a natural point guard? I just don't see it.
I think that's overstated.
I don't think he can create really well off the bounce.
I think
he's a good shooter.
I think the quote unquote natural point guard thing is a little overstated. Because
in today's NBA,
because you look at what Kemba Walker's doing, he's only averaging like 5 assists a game, and they don't have any problem with Kemba not quote unquote being the real true
because
point
you got
guard or
Gordon
whatever.
Hayward.
That's my point. If you have the other pieces around, you don't necessarily need.
We don't have those other pieces,
and we don't. So
I mean, and
that's tough because at the beginning of the season, at least the first maybe 15 games, it was clear Devontae Graham was probably our best player. Especially we thought he's better than Terry Rozier. Now I'm not so sure about that, and I know that things have changed. Teams are running Graham off the 3-point line. They're getting after Devontae Graham. They're getting the ball out of his hands, and he's giving Rozier more opportunities,
to score.
and he's capitalizing. But all of that matters.
Yeah.
Right now, who you taking? Two guys, same age.
Rozier.
I'm taking Terry Rozier. Right
Rozier.
now.
Right now.
That might change next week.
Today I'm taking Terry Rozier.
Yeah.
No.
So this is why this is such a tough decision for Mitch, because it changes. The roster is going to fluctuate so much.
Right.
And that's why I think that the Hornets need to stay put at the trade deadline.
I think they will stay put at the trade
It
deadline.
makes no sense to make a deal right now.
It doesn't.
No, absolutely.
And
You have all this cap money coming. And we need a big man. Are we really trying to win?
I thought
But not only that, but at what cost, man? Like, if there's some dude in the G League that's 7'2" and he's blocking all these shots and getting rebounds,
Give him a try.
and he's 21 years old, yeah, give him a try. But don't go out and trade assets just to get a big man back, man.
Yeah, Hornets need to stay put. I think they're gonna stay put.
I think they're gonna stay put.
We're ready to take our medicine.
Yeah, yeah, I like
We're ready
that.
to take our medicine.
Yeah. Look, quickly, y'all. We have got to talk about this Toronto Raptors game, and here's why I want to talk about this Toronto Raptors game. I can handle losing to a better team. I can handle that. I know where we are. I know what team we are. I cannot handle the referees handing these other teams critical calls. Look, man, we made our mistakes. Let me be very clear. Let me be very clear about that, because I don't want to go into total homer mode. I'm really trying not to. But gosh darn it, you can't look at Serge Ibaka the wrong way without it being a foul, man. I'm over it, dude. I'm over it.
So I don't like to complain about refs because, like you said, I feel like that's homerism, and you could make a case about any call, any ref.
Pretty bad.
But it was bad, man.
But that was the Serge Ibaka call was very, very.
You let that go, man.
You let that go.
I don't even know what Rozier
because
really did.
They let it go. What game was that where against Chicago Bulls?
Yeah.
Where Devontae Graham got tackled.
Right.
They stole the ball. They let that one go.
Let that one go.
But
Lord forbid Terry Rozier look at Serge Ibaka the wrong way.
I didn't understand that. I just feel so. I'm probably gonna get crucified for saying this too, but it's our show, so screw it. NBA refs are on the take. I'm sorry.
They gotta be, man.
I feel like it's either incompetence or corruption. I feel like in the NFL, it's incompetence. The rules are very complex. It's very difficult.
You got to monitor 22 guys at a time.
It's too many judgment calls in the NFL.
Right.
The NBA doesn't really have it. They've tried to follow the letter of the law when it comes to these calls. And I'm just sorry that we had a ref. Why do we all forget that a decade ago, Tim Donaghy came out and said, hey, man, the games are fixed. Refs are on the take. The NBA did their own investigation, of course, and then found that 50% of referees were betting on NBA games.
Come on, man. That's it.
Games that supposedly they weren't refereeing, but betting on games all the same.
But you're friends with other refs.
Yes, exactly.
Hello.
And the NBA came out and said, well, we don't want to keep referees from betting on games. Even right now, referees are allowed to do that. It's so frustrating. Given that and seeing what we see in the NBA every night, I can only conclude the NBA refs are corrupt.
You guys remember when Lynn was here?
Oh man!
And there was a video montage of the fouls
that he took.
That referees did not blow the whistle.
And then after that's the best thing Lynn OnlyFans did when they were here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Yeah, I know. It was
a
lot of fun.
Victor Chan, a lot of fun. But after that happened, we started getting more whistles in our favor because it was exposed. Look, We need to do one for Cody Zeller. Somebody needs to do one for
Cody Zeller.
He gets decapitated.
I swear he gets just punched in the face secretly
every single night.
Listen, we know Cody's a little goofy, but at the same time, it's not him falling down all the time. It's him getting knocked down.
Yeah,
most of the time.
There was I think it was a Toronto game. It might have been a Utah game. All the losses just blur together. But where it had caught a fairly open pass to the basket. And he went to lay it up and got just straight pushed in the back, and of course missed the layup. And it was obvious. It's like in real time, it kind of looked like, man, Cody Zeller, sorry, man, he missed that layup. But when you look at it, I was like, yo, this cat got pushed in the back.
You know what? Look, man, I have a bit of a hot take, and people are gonna get on me for this. There's a small part of me that thinks, if Charlotte's fans were a little meaner, like if we were like,
if refs was scared,
yeah. If we were like Boston,
I'm gonna get out of here tonight.
Yeah,
there's a small part of me that believes.
Y'all saw what happened when Kemba got ejected.
Yeah,
fans threw stuff. It's like,
bet you they didn't make that type of call again.
By the way, real quick on that ref was in his feelings, and that's what's wrong with NBA.
That's what's wrong with NBA.
He only ejected Kemba because
he felt like he got showed up.
Right, exactly.
So it was LaMarcus Aldridge who did that to Kemba, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he do that to Kemba last year in Charlotte?
He sure did.
And Kemba hurt his shoulder.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's probably how Kemba.
Hey, man, he must have took one of his women. It was kind of a mean pick, man.
One more thing, guys. So. Let's be quick about this Utah Jazz game because I don't want to.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
Nah, it's something to talk about.
Well, now I thought I was watching and one again. I was like, oh, they came back.
Free again.
Skip to my Lou was out there. But no. Here's an interesting thing about the Utah Jazz game. So, last 5 or 6 minutes, the game is essentially over. Willie Hernan-Gomez comes in and scores 35 points in 6 minutes, 12 boards. He just goes off the last 6 minutes. I want to share an interesting quote with y'all because you know what's coming. Y'all know what's coming, right? So James Borrego, after the game, he interviews. He said, and Ashley Somebody asked him something to the effect of,
"Beautiful Ashley Somebody.
You have 3 centers. How do you manage them all?" James Borrego, and I quote, "Willie is really making my job hard right now." How much do y'all read into that?
That could be 2 things.
And one more thing I want to just throw out there real quick. Bismack Biyombo's minutes are slowly decreasing.
Because he can't catch the ball.
How much do y'all read into that?
Got butterfingers. But the thing with Willie is he can rebound the ball. If he's hot, he can score. That mother doesn't play no defense. He plays in Timberland boots.
Does it really matter though on this team though? And I've kind of come to feel this way about Malik Monk. Everyone's bad at defense on this team.
Everybody's bad at defense. This team is pretty terrible defensively.
He can rebound and he's pretty good under the basket.
And let's be clear: the guys who can play defense don't play.
Good point. Good point. I'm just not a fan of Willie, man.
I took that comment to mean that when a player has a good game in the NBA, you cannot dismiss it.
It was against prevent defense.
It was. The game was essentially over. When he came in, Utah was up by over 30.
But it says a lot when a player stays prepared when he's not playing.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's like, okay, you go in there and he's ready. He goes, because I've seen a lot of times where guys come in during garbage time and they're just doing whatever, chucking up threes or whatever. And just generally, he didn't do that. He came in, he made some great shots. He played hard and he played well. So as a fan, you look at that and you're like, okay, how is he not playing more minutes? And Borrego knows that. He knows the fans look and see that. So I think that's what he meant by that comment. I just can't dismiss.
Or he's thinking like, hey, you're making it hard for me to play you because I don't see you putting in that effort when the playing time.
That could be. Yep.
I mean, you got to look at it 2 ways.
Yeah.
This is the biggest problem with the center position. Actually, the whole team. There's not a lot of separation between everyone at a given position.
Right.
Is there really that much separation between Zeller, Willie, and Biyombo?
No. There's
so
not.
who do you play?
It's
Matchup based.
That's why everyone,
Thank you.
yes.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up. Y'all remember what I said last week? Borrego likes to throw crap at the wall.
Yeah.
And sometimes it sticks. It's time to throw some crap at the wall. We're 2-9 in the last 11 games. It is time to just start trying stuff.
But he's going to get crucified by the fan base.
Who cares,
for
man?
doing the same
Nobody
thing.
has consistent minutes.
Yeah, last season.
Why
he
can't
did
we
that.
just be that team?
I
What's
agree.
wrong with that?
No, I agree. I think that's what we need to do. Which good segue to the next topic. Should we try and go? We're only one game out of the 8th seed.
Wow.
Which is just mind-boggling.
That's seriously.
Yeah. Right behind Brooklyn. Actually, Orlando has a 7th seed right now. So the East is bad again.
Yeah.
And the Hornets could possibly, and I said it on an earlier episode, the Hornets could make the playoffs with 32-33 wins. Should that be a goal? Or should we purposefully go in the other direction?
We don't purposely do nothing.
Listen,
What happens.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
And I think what's going to happen is we're going to end up with like a top 10 pick. But I mean, to personally try to tank sends the wrong message to these kids.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to go for it, let them go for it. Your natural talent is going to take you where you need to be at.
Pretty much.
There you go.
I couldn't have said it any better.
No, I agree.
And so, I mean, Miles and all these guys, they have to learn. Like, don't make that move to fully to push them and give them like a false sense of hope. And then next year you totally get creamed.
Right.
So
You win 20 games next year.
I think if you ask any of the players what they'd like to do,
Make playoffs.
they're going to say make the playoffs.
Right.
And also, I think another thing that fans miss out on, the playoff experience is very valuable.
Yeah.
It is.
If the Hornets are good enough to make the playoffs, then we probably don't need as much as people think we need.
Right.
A top 10 pick, top 5 pick would be nice, of course. But
Top 3.
if we're a playoff team already, then maybe there are other tweaks that we can make. Playoff experience is very, very... Hell, look at Terry Rozier.
Yeah.
The playoff experience that he got when Kyrie Irving went down a few years ago, I think, was very instrumental in the player that he's become today.
Yeah.
But having said that, if you miss the playoffs and you get a top pick, then great. Then you get, possibly one of the 10 best players in college coming to your team. So the draft is weak, by the way. So
College basketball is so weak this year.
that's why I'm not completely on the tank
side,
train.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if there was a Anthony Davis,
A game changer, basically.
a generational talent,
Yeah.
then hey, I'm all for it. We suck. Let's just tank. But there's no one out there that
You feel like it's going to change the fortunes of the franchise.
I think LaMelo could be that dude. I really do, man. He's good, man.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
I really think he's pretty good, man.
I like the dude from Georgia, too.
Yeah.
The guard from Georgia.
Yeah.
I think the Hornets are actually in the best position we've been in a long time.
Now that I agree with.
Yeah.
If we make the playoffs, great. If we miss the playoffs, great.
Worst case scenario, $41 million off the books.
But
this
yeah,
summer.
exactly. We have a ton of cap space. We're gonna have some players that everyone hates gone.
Right.
We still got Nick on the books for another year, but I think actually next season we could probably
Flip him if we need to.
get him out of here with his expiring contract. So.
Especially if we do better than we project next year. Like, we're in like the 6th seed. And
they're
we need
still
to put
gonna
somebody.
we're still gonna be projected as the worst team in the league
Because
because Michael Jordan's our owner.
Yeah, that's
and
it,
we don't have nobody.
So, I was listening to a podcast the other day called Open Floor. And these two gentlemen gave 3 destinations in the NBA that they would not want to play in. And one of the guys said Charlotte.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
He said they don't have any fans to play in front of, and the only thing good down there is Bojangles and all this stuff.
That's the first part of that statement is not true. Hornets fans, real fans, are actually fairly passionate about the team. Granted, it's not like it was in 1988 where we led the league in attendance for a decade. Yeah, it's not the same, but we have fans here, and if you go to games, especially good close games. I remember a Chicago game early in the season. That place
listen. That is a very big misconception about the fans in Charlotte, because when you get a good game, these fans, we go. Me and Rodney go all the time. We can tell people fans get crazy when you get a good game. Oh, yeah. And for these two clowns who are doing this podcast, it's just a domino effect of national media always painting a picture of what
Ask
they
those
think
same guys who the worst owner in the league is.
You know what?
Michael Jordan.
Right.
You know what they're gonna say.
It's the same old crap, man.
So I got a question for you guys. So you're a 22-year-old black male. So they were posing this.
I'm going to Atlanta. What are you talking about?
What are the 3 destinations you would not want to go to, and what are the 3 destinations you want to go to? Take out New York and LA.
But based on what though? You get what I'm saying?
Just based on like, okay,
so you never travel the world, except for college. I get it.
Okay, I'm not going to Utah, Milwaukee.
I was gonna say
in Minnesota.
I'm from Phoenix. Having lived in Minnesota, I would go there. It's actually really nice in Minnesota. It's just really cold.
That's
but
enough for me.
Salt Lake City, I'm not going.
I'm not going either. Probably
Portland.
Ain't no black people there.
Yeah, well, they never.
Oklahoma City, I'm not going there.
Oh my god!
Never mind. I changed my Minnesota to Oklahoma City. I forgot there. One.
And which is odd because they have a rabid fan base.
Yeah, their fans are.
Great. One of the reasons they got a team is because
their fans' patience has not been tested yet.
That's true because they got a playoff team.
Right.
When that fan base is fully tested,
we'll see what they really are.
We'll see.
I'll say this for them, and I know the context is different, but one of the reasons Oklahoma City got the Sonics was because of the fan support when the Hornets had to play there after Hurricane Katrina. So I still wouldn't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna say Oklahoma City, Salt Lake City,
but getting back to
San Antonio,
look, getting back to these two clowns. What was the meat of their argument? Basically, they don't have anybody to play in front of, and the only thing
is like the hopelessness and all the other stuff.
That is just not.
So we talked about this a little bit off air, but I don't think the amenities of a city has much to do with why a player wants to go to a particular city.
Right, not these days.
They want to go to a good team.
Players want good situations.
Exactly.
And the reality is that the Hornets situation is improving. It is contingent on whether they draft the right talent or not going forward. Let's be very clear about that. But in comparison to what it has been, this situation, we have a chance in the next 2 or 3 years to build a really good situation and foundation. We can't screw it up. No, so so it's a little off base, man.
And then these are the same guys that shitted on the city of Charlotte the whole time the All-Star game was saying, "Oh, we don't want to go there." Well, one good thing was we went to Durham to see the Duke play, and
where is Cass from?
Have these two guys ever been to Charlotte?
One of them was from New York City, and one of them is from like DC or something.
That already tells me all I need to know about
their
opinions on anything.
We're good here.
So I will say real quick, someone on Reddit actually did a really good statistical analysis of James Harden's numbers when he goes to a city
where there are strippers,
where there are strip clubs. Essentially,
I bet he balls in Atlanta.
Yeah. No.
He doesn't do good.
It was the opposite.
He doesn't do as well.
The better and the more strip clubs and strip clubs that had better ratings in those cities, he performed worse in. So that's why he comes to Charlotte and drops 60 on us because we have I don't even know.
Onyx ain't that bad though. Man.
Onyx I haven't been to Onyx in like a decade.
I went to Onyx about a few years back. It's not that bad.
So but that's it. What else we got?
I never been in any strip clubs before, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay.
Jamal's a gentleman. Yes.
Yeah, never. What are those things called?
Yes. So yeah, interesting. So there you go, Charlotte. If we want to be more competitive, more strip clubs, so that guys like James Harden come and play terribly, we'll win more home games.
That's it. Rodney, invite him to Onyx, man. See if he come out with
married. I don't go by myself.
All right, cool.
I'm too broke to do strip clubs.
I don't like giving away free money.
Yes. You know what else I'm too broke to go to? The mall. Particularly Concord Mills. So this is gonna be a serious topic actually. So as we know that a few weeks ago, a 13-year-old girl was killed.
Yeah.
In a shooting at Concord Mills, and I read this just this morning actually. 3 young men were seen on surveillance cameras robbing and beating up people in the parking lot in broad daylight, 3 p.m. yesterday. Is Concord Mills going to be a new Eastland Mall?
It appears that way.
No, because they won't let it be Eastland Mall.
Expound.
So, Eastland was an area that
What changed?
it changed a lot. It was more upper middle class Caucasian folk,
Right.
and then as those middle class Caucasian folks died out, it got replaced by renters, and
Section 8,
and more Hispanic things, and so the element changed, and they were like, everything's going to the suburbs now. We got Concord Mills now. We're planning to build North Lake, so let it go to hell.
Right.
And so
And that's exactly what they did to Eastland Mall.
they let it go to hell. It was nothing wrong with it.
Well, I think that there are some elements that bear responsibility about what happened at Eastland Mall. You can't shoot people in the food court.
Well, yeah.
You know,
then there's that.
And have that kind of thing go on. But I agree with you, Rodney. They're not going to, for those who don't know, Concord Mills is right in the heart of NASCAR land.
I love NASCAR.
When the race
Right in the heart of Cabarrus County.
Literally, not even a quarter mile from Z-Max in the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
I ain't letting that go.
No, of course not. So,
Have you guys been to Concord Mills? You see everything that they built around it?
Oh, yeah.
It's overload. It's overload.
Hey, bet you didn't know this. Did you know that Concord Mills is actually like a top tourist attraction in the southeast region?
wow.
Yeah.
It's the largest mall in the state. I don't know about in
Southeast
the whole
region. It's
but,
one of the largest ones. It is considered a pretty big tourist attraction.
I mean, it's a really nice. It's a nice mall. They got an
is,
aquarium and
they got
nice movie theater.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Get
It
shot,
just is.
David Buster.
But you might get shot.
You might get shot. Wild, Wild West.
Yeah,
But,
so is that just indicative? We're picking on Concord Mills right now, but we're only 10 minutes from North Lake,
Right.
where we are right now. And if we recall, a few years ago, North Lake was the place where you might get shot. Is this just how Charlotte is now?
Hey man, it is the penalty for growth. It's the simple way to put it, man. Charlotte is growing like crazy, and I'm not blaming transplants. I don't want people to get mad at me, but the truth is there are a lot of transplants who come to Charlotte, and this is the result. You get what you get, man. And
Gentrification too has a piece to do with it too.
I could see that.
Because you're displacing people, spreading out, getting whole new turf and new situations and stuff like that. And things happen.
Interesting point. Kaza, you can speak to this. Remember back in the day in Charlotte, like you knew where not to go. You knew, hey man, this neighborhood is dangerous.
Hey man, I'm going to a party to pee my courts. No, we're not going there.
We're not going there. No. Hey man, I got an aunt in Greertown. Want to roll? No, I'm not going.
Or Charleston be like, I'm going somewhere around these streets.
No. But the point I'm trying to make is that Charlotte is spreading out and it's growing so much. What's the bad place now? Like
that's true. Yeah,
there might not be the bad place to go because it seems like it's happening everywhere. You get what I'm saying? And that's what gentrification does. It just spreads out, and it's just like there is no bad part. There is no good part. It's just
Charlotteans. We gotta take better care of each other.
Really, man.
Seriously,
and we really the youth have to be our focal point. Somebody has to start reaching these kids that are under 21 years old, because I say that because I hate to say it, just like every instance, it's almost like every time it is somebody under 21. It's some kids, some bored kids walking around the mall with nothing else to do but rob people and cause trouble, man.
Take care of your kids.
Take care of your kids, parents. Talk to them. Seriously.
If I punch your kids, don't get mad at me.
Don't get mad at me.
Oh yeah, you roll up on me in the Concord Mills parking lot. You'd be lucky if all you get is punched. So, hey, I need a record deal too. Did I say that?
Oh, wow.
Did I say that?
Wow. We just...
Well, we lost a fan. We lost some fans.
We lost some followers on that one.
Oh, wow.
Look at the baby.
Hey, you got to defend yourself in these Charlotte streets. It's crazy.
Man.
So, all right. That's going to take us into our shout-outs. Rodney, you got anybody you want to shout out or shout at? I know it's a big day for you Tuesday.
Yeah, man.
Monday.
Is it Monday?
It's
That's
Monday.
right. That's right.
Shout out to my sister.
Well, Tuesday could be a big day depending on how Monday night
Yeah.
works out.
Good point. Shout out to my sister and my cousin going to New Orleans tonight.
Okay. Travel safe.
Which is why you got us in here early today.
And I'm going to have fun. I'm going to party. I'm going to drink. I'm going to be with my Clemson brethren. And we're going to have a good time. And I'm going to give a shout out to somebody special, too. Lil Bootsy.
Oh, yeah.
Little Boosie. Little Boosie has beaten 6 murder charges.
That's a record.
Yeah.
That's got to be a record.
Has beaten kidney disease, got a new kidney, liver, whatever. He is conquering diabetes. He's not scared of you Kappas coming at him.
No.
He's not scared at all.
I guarantee you he ain't scared.
You're not going to tell him to take off the shirt. He don't care. He's living his best life. Leave him alone. It's to me, it's not that serious. And what did you say about the military?
Yeah, Cat's been wearing military fatigues for 30-something years.
Right.
Ain't nobody ever rolled up on
Mob
Mob Deep like, hey, man,
Take that off,
take
son.
them BDUs off, kid. Yeah, that's not happening, so.
All right. You done?
I'm done.
All right. First of all, I want to shout out my cousin who's behind the camera today.
Yeah.
We got somebody in the studio audience and we put them to work. That's how we do it around the construction.
That's how we have
That's how
to
we
do
do
it.
Room
it.
full of light skinned people.
Yeah. You come watch us, we putting you to work. Nah, but want to shout out to my cousin, man, the rest of my Darby family. Also want to shout out somebody. We have a new person on the team. He's not in front of the camera, but he is a part of the under construction team. So I want to give a shout out to Jamal Cowan. We hope to have him on soon.
Hey.
Yeah, so shout out to Jamal. Other than that, man, just shout out to Charlotte in general, man, and shout out to our fans who keep supporting us.
Absolutely. Charlotteans, we got to do better. There's a lot of reasons that, things are wrong with our city.
Yeah.
It is up to us to change those things. We have to recognize not where the blame lies, but what the root of these issues is.
And start holding people accountable.
Exactly. Hold the people that held it, especially our leaders. And not just our city politicians, but our community leaders. If your community doesn't have a leader, then become a leader.
Right.
You got to be
It's free.
Exactly.
It doesn't cost any money.
Yep. Be the change that you want to see. So and we'll do our part too. So meet us halfway on that show.
And then also, if you are interested in being a contributor to the under construction,
Yes.
We need writers, y'all.
We're looking for writers.
Send your draft to me. I will accept it or send suggestions to you. We give you credit, and you'll be a part of the unofficial team.
Right.
Absolutely. So.
And one more thing, y'all. Can we please get somebody other than the damn Hurricanes to win the game around here, man?
Please, yes.
Somebody win.
Shout out to them. By
Hey,
the way,
man.
they had
Hey,
a
man.
real, I don't know if you guys saw the game.
Matt Rhule on the press conference.
The Hurricanes had a really exciting win the other night in their Hartford Whalers throwback jerseys.
Hartford, Connecticut represent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really good game. So
Where's that?
big up to them. They look like the real deal. Maybe some of that will rub off.
Hey, man. You're not going to say a word about Clemson beating the Tar Heels yesterday? Nothing from you? Nothing from you?
Oh, you just had to bring it up.
How can I forget?
Sorry, everybody.
Yesterday,
I'm sorry, everybody.
the streak ended. The curse is broken. The Tar Heels are broken. You can't beat us on the football field or the basketball
I
court.
hope Vince ain't watching.
We know Vince gonna watch this.
Vince, Sam Howell is not better than Trevor Lawrence. Your
Wow.
your UNC basketball team isn't better than the Clemson Tigers. Thank you for joining Under Construction.
Hey, how many basketball championships y'all got?
Oh, well, then there's that.
Football's the money maker. Thank you for watching Under
They
Construction.
ain't been good since Horace Grant.
Have a wonderful day. We've been to the tournament.
Peace out,
Take care
y'all.
of each other. Love y'all.
Peace out, y'all.
Vince is like, why you do that, man?